Welcome back to Talkin to Teachers, presented by the CBA Digital Network. My name is Nicholas Ferrari, and I'm here with Mrs. Sims, the Honors U.S. History teacher, World History, and AP Gov teacher. Pleasure to have you today.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, so starting off this Talking to Teachers episode, I always like to ask, what's your origin story at CBA?
So I actually came in the middle of the pandemic, which is quite an interesting time. So it was 2020, didn't necessarily know it was time for a career shift, and I realized that I really had a passion for teaching and making an impact on others' lives. So applied to different jobs, and I still have the voicemail saved, actually, of Mr. Noonan offering me the job here at CBA. So it's a little moment that felt like I was actually in the place that I needed to be. So that was 5 years ago. Now 5 years later, teaching now 2 AP courses, my honors courses. I feel like I've found my place here at CBA.
It's awesome, yeah, and I'm in one of those AP courses.
Yes.
Hopefully be a pretty fun year.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And then, of course, outside of the classroom, you are in clubs. What clubs are you moderator of, or what do you do at CBA outside of the classroom?
Of course, I moderate FBLA, so Future Business Leaders of America. We take a lot of opportunities to go out into the field to learn about different industries and get more hands-on experience that way. And then I'm also the executive moderator of the Student Council here at CBA. So I handle the upperclassmen and the executive board. Me and Ms. Morisano work together on the Student Council to try to create a great environment here at CBI outside of the classroom for students.
And you want to discuss more about the Student Council and what you guys do?
Yeah. So here at CBA, the Student Council's job, I always say we're like the fun power that's behind CBA. Trying to make that community aspect as much as we can occur outside the classroom. So things like our end of year pep rally with Battle of the Classes, where each grade competes against one another based on their basically support for other brothers outside the classroom, both in the theater and on the fields. We see that kind of camaraderie build up. Then we do other stuff such as raising money for charity. We're coming up on October now, so we're going to have our Pink Out Day. So we're going to start to raise money for breast cancer awareness. That all goes to local charities here in Monmouth County, which is great for great for our school community. And then we also are working with the Office of Mission and Ministry during our food drive to try to raise over 65,000 items in honor of our 65 years here at CBA.
Wow,
so
awesome.
It'll be a good year.
Yeah, I mean, Student Council is always doing a lot. I'm myself part of Student Council. It's always fun. Always the tailgates, flipping patties. We've been getting a good pull of guys, I think, for the tailgates, definitely. And then I think the coolest thing Student Council does is the pep rally, getting the whole class together. And it's just, I don't really know of any other schools that do it like the way we do it, and just having all the activities, and it's just a really fun time.
It's a really fun time. Yeah. And this year we'll be bringing back Pie a Teacher. So teachers will get the opportunity to raise money for a charity, and students will put in tickets to try to be the one to pie the teacher. So that's always a fun time because it gets out a little bit of frustration in a friendly and camaraderie way. Yeah,
because we did that 2 years ago, and then last year we didn't have it, but it'll be back this year. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then kind of going off topic a little bit from Student Council, of course, you do other stuff outside of CBA in general. What are your hobbies outside of school?
I'm actually a big sports fan, which most students know when I come in the first day of school and introduce myself as a Villanova basketball fan, a Denver Broncos fan, and a New York Rangers fan. So right now I'm getting fully into Rangers season. I'm actually in a fantasy hockey league, as a lot of people are in fantasy football leagues.
Yeah,
I do fantasy hockey, so that's always fun. I'm a big dog lover, so we have 2 pups at home and spend a lot of time with them and other dog community, which is super funny to say, but it's a lot of fun. So that's kind of what I do outside of school. Besides that, family, friends, all that kind of fun stuff is the critical time.
How did you become a Denver Broncos fan living in New Jersey?
I always get asked this question by every student.
Yeah.
So my dad was first getting into football when John Elway was drafted, and he's one of the first guys to be drafted to the MLB and the NFL. And so he thought that was super cool to then make that decision. Do you want to go to MLB, NFL? Choosing the NFL kind of drove my dad to the Broncos, and since then I'm a Broncos fan. Through thick and thin, been a Broncos fan. So
yeah, I mean, you guys had a Super Bowl run in 2016, won a Super Bowl, but I guess that's the same way for me. I'm a massive Giants fan. I was actually at the game last night, and we unfortunately lost. But yeah, I mean, my dad grew up, was brought to tons of Giants games, hitchhiked to the Super Bowl, and then I was born a Giants fan, and now it's been a rough decade though, but.
Hey, you got a few Super Bowl wins in there.
We do.
You can easily
We
say
do.
you beat Tom Brady.
That is true. I know.
So, being a Giants fan, my husband's also one. So our youngest dog, his name is Manning.
Oh
so
my gosh.
Broncos fan, Giants fan, Manning is the
awesome.
perfect name.
No, yeah, that's
So.
literally the perfect name.
Yep.
I didn't even think of that. That's awesome. That's actually awesome. And then, going back to CBA, you've been here for 5 years. What would you say so far has been your favorite memory from CBA?
Oh, my favorite memory from CBA. I have two, if that's okay. Inside the classroom would actually be something that occurred over the summer after my first year of teaching AP World. So that was now 3 years ago. It was your class, actually, as sophomores.
Oh, really?
Unfortunately, I didn't have you in that class, but it was your grade. When their AP test scores came out, I felt like I actually made it as a teacher because I had some of the top test scores in the state.
Okay.
So overall, the kids did about 2 points better than the rest of the state. So that was an incredible accomplishment, I felt like, for me as a teacher, to know that I got my students to that point, and I was incredibly proud of the group of guys that I had in that class. And then, so that's one of my favorite memories I've accomplished as a teacher, and then as a moderator and everything like that for student council. That first pep rally we did, and seeing the energy and seeing the commitment that the guys had to this battle of the classes idea that we were reviving, really made me feel like, okay, like the kids actually like this. This actually matters to the kids here at CBA.
No, yeah, I mean, that sophomore year, because we hadn't had the pep rally my freshman year, and the energy in the room, I think I had my face painted completely blue. I went out for dodgeball. It was just, the energy in there was awesome. It was a fun time.
It was a great time.
Yeah. And then the last and final question, I always ask this last question. If you had to give any advice to the student body and faculty, what would that be?
Definitely to the student body, I'd say to be confident. A lot of students here, you'll see them come out of a test, and you'll either see them fake confidence or have no confidence whatsoever, but be confident because you are going to end up where you need to be. You're going to succeed. You just have to be confident that you'll get there at one point in time. And then to the faculty here at CBA, they've become like a second family to me. So all I can say is lean on one another. There's a brotherhood that exists amongst the students, and then a camaraderie or brotherhood that you might want to call with the faculty as well. So it's palpable in this building, and it's nice to see.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. The brotherhood, definitely with the students, I think that's important because it's always with us, and it's going to be with us when we graduate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then going to the confidence, I think that's something that even myself, if I come into a test and I'm not feeling confident, but then I end up doing fine. Yeah, just being able to have that confidence and being able to keep your head up high and just power through.
Yep.
That's it.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, overall, pleasure to have you today. It was
Thank you so much.
Fun interview. Went pretty successful.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, that is all for now. We will see you next time.